Good morning, everybody. Blaine Austin here at Sewing Machines Plus, and welcome to our Thursday live show. And I want to say a big shout out to the SMP Nation for tuning in today. And guys, we got a great show today. We got Deb Donovan is at the San Marcos store. Rockin' Roger's over there with her. They're going to show you all about the Burnett's today. And the Burnett's are a machine that Bernina makes. And we're going to highlight the B70, which is a embroidery only, and then the B79, which is a combo. It's a sewing and embroidery. We're going to talk about that. And we got a great special on it and a free item that's going to go with it today. So we're going to talk all about that, and Deb's going to show that. And I've got Kyle and Kennedy here in the studio with me.
Good morning.
So they're all here. And guys, before we get too deep into the show, I want to say a big shout out to some of the SMP Nation out there. Hey, we have Alexandria Span is in San Diego watching today. Judy B in Ohio, Celeste Wall in Illinois watching. And we have Doreen Warren in Central California. Sharon Jurgensen in Oregon. Scrappy Quilter over there in Michigan watching. We have Christine Cunningham in Kansas. And welcome to the rest of you. And for being here. Two, got to tell you a little bit before we get started in the show, got to talk a little bit about Quilt Fest. So as y'all know, that's every year we have that. And March is National Quilting Month. And we're going to have our Quilt Fest, virtual Quilt Fest. And guys, this is going to be a great show this year. We've got so much stuff that we're doing. And we got some really great educators lined up for it. We got some great presenters lined up, a bunch of great products. And you know what's the great thing about it?
What's the great thing, Blaine?
Is we are going to be giving away over $100,000 worth of products on the show.
Stop it right now.
Over $100,000 worth of stuff.
You're crazy, Blaine.
It's going to be crazy. It is going to be so much fun. And so we're looking really forward to that. So y'all write these dates down. I always tell you when you watch these shows, have a pencil and a piece of paper ready so we can give you all these dates and things that are going on. But it is going to be March the 13th through the 17th. And so it's going to be Monday through that Friday. We're going to be streaming live for 7.5 hours each day. And I've got a co-host, Jane Klaus, is coming in again, going to help me co-host this. And so we're going to have a lot of fun. And we got a couple new products that we're going to unveil, on there as well. But we're going to have a really cool show next week too that y'all don't want to miss. We're going to next Thursday's show. We are going to unveil a brand new product for us that is our own product. And you've seen some of our Stay Perfect tables. Well, we are going to have a brand new table we're going to unveil along with some brand new accessories that will fit your existing Stay Perfect electric lift tables. So we'll have that next week. So y'all don't want to miss that. We've got some cool things that we're going to do on there.
And how can they win some of that $100,000?
How can they win?
Prizes. Yeah.
Okay, so here's how you can win on Quilt Fest. All right, so there's $100,000 up for grabs, okay? So one of the ways you can win is right now I'm challenging every one of y'all out there to make a quilt. It can be a baby quilt. It can be a table runner. It can be a king size, queen, twin bed. It doesn't matter. Make a quilt and you enter it in our contest. Okay. So if you entered it in the contest, and we're going to have basically one category, but two ways you can win. We're going to have people's choice where you, the viewers, vote on which one you like. And then we're having celebrity judges come in and we're going to have judges vote on one and they're going to be voting on the best of show. So if you win those, you're going to have a prize package that you can win there. But if you don't make a quilt and you still want to win, Kyle, all they got to do is tune in every single day. You have to watch the video when you're making comments, ask questions. If you like and share the video each day, that will help your chances. Also, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel or Facebook, go subscribe to them. Like the Facebook page, subscribe to YouTube. And all those things you do will help you. Now, if you're already a subscriber, you don't need to go subscribe again because you're there. But you'll just have to participate in the show. So each day. and and try to get your friends to come on and share it to their pages and things. That will help you as well. So a lot of different ways to win, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to give away each day. We are going to pick a finalist that will be getting a grand prize of $25,000 Dream Studio.
What?
One person is going to win a $25,000 Dream Studio, and each day we'll pick a finalist. So on Friday, we'll have 5 people to choose from, and we'll pick one of those people that's going to win the Dream Studio worth 25 grand.
It might just be you watching.
Simple
you right
as
there
that.
on the other side of the screen.
And if it's not you, that's 75,000 other dollars.
Yes.
Everyone else.
Yeah,
You
so
have a chance to win.
yeah,
something.
so the $100,000 is going to incorporate the prizes that we give away to the quilt winners. The people who enter the contest, you have a really great prize package that you can win first through third place. The best of show will have a prize package, and then every single day we're going to give randomly prizes away every single day just for you participating in the show by making comments and sharing the video and things like that. So there is a ton of ways to win. And right now I think we're sitting, Kyle, at $110,000
Woo!
of products that we're giving away. So, and that could grow between now and the show, because if we get any other associate sponsors or anything coming in, but we've got a big full show lined up. It's going to be pretty good this year. And I'm going to announce to the judges. We got some really great judges lined up. And we'll announce that. We'll announce the educators that we're going to have little education sessions. And so all that's going to be coming up. We're going to be announcing that very, very soon. We've pretty much got it all locked in, but we're waiting on one person to get locked in, and then we'll announce it. But the website is already up and running. The product page.
Submissions as well.
Yep. And you can already submit your quilts in. If you want to go ahead and submit a quilt, you can go there. But right now, just go to SewingMachinesPlus.com. And on the very home page, at the very top of the banner, you'll see Quilt Fest. You just click on that. It takes you to the Quilt Fest page, and then you have all the information there that you need as far as, how to enter a quilt and all that. And then what we'll do, I think we're going to open the voting up on Monday, on March the 13th, the first day of the show. We're going to open up voting. So you can start voting then, and then we'll cut the voting off on Thursday, end of business, I think it is, Kyle. And that way, so all that week you can vote on your favorite quilt, and then we'll announce the winners on Friday. So you still have time to submit. Yeah, you still have some time to get your quilts in. And I want everybody out there, if you've never made a quilt, just try it. I'm telling you, it can be done. I made one 2 years ago. I made a table runner, and you know what? I used a kit to do it. And it was fairly simple and easy. I made a few little mistakes here and there, but it just shows you that anybody can do it. And I had no experience in ever doing that. So, and I know there's some of you that did that too, and entered your quilt, and we were very happy about that. And I know we got some people going to try it for the first time this year. So, hey, it's just a lot of fun.
This is your homework assignment.
Homework assignment. There you go.
To add to that, someone was asking a question. They're thinking they need to send their quilts in. You just need to give us pictures.
Yeah, don't
That's all
send
you
a
gotta
quilt.
Quilt in.
Yeah,
Just take a picture of it, upload it, and you're part of the contest.
yeah. If you go to the page, the product page where the Quilt Fest is at, there's actually instructions on what you do, and we give you examples of the pictures that we want you to take. So you'll take, I think it's 5 pictures total of your quilt, and we tell you what to take. And if you follow those directions and then just submit your quilt, we'll actually load it up, the pictures on that page, and then you can go view it. And you'll see like a thumbnail of each quilt, and then you click on that one, it'll take you where you can open up and look at all the different shots of that quilt. And you can get the really close-up pictures and different things. So it's a cool way we're doing it, and so it'll be a lot of fun. And we tried before to have categories, but it's just it doesn't work out well. So we're saying, you know what, we're not going to have, we're not an in-person quilt show. This is a virtual quilt show. So, just enter your quilt. Doesn't matter if it's a modern, if it's a traditional, it doesn't matter. Just enter a quilt, and the people they're going to vote on the one they like, and then we're going to have our professional judges come in and look at the ones that they like, and announce the winners, and go from there. So make it kind of simple. All right, Karen is saying she is looking forward to Quilt Fest. Well, Karen, we are looking forward to it as well. We hope that you and your friends will join in, and we hope we get as many people watching this year as we can. All right, so what other business we got, Kyle?
Takeover Tuesday is back next week.
Yeah. Takeover Tuesday will be back next week. Kennedy was sick this past Tuesday. She's back in here today.
For the wishes and prayers.
had a little 24-hour bug, and but she's back, and then she'll have our show next Tuesday, and she's got a big show lined up.
A Valentine's Day special.
Yeah, it is. It's actually Valentine's Day next Tuesday.
It's on the day. I'm so excited.
And she has 3 guests coming on, so that'll be really good. So
I had to make up for not having it last week.
Yeah, what's your guess, Kennedy?
So we have Melinda Bigley, Evie Hawkins, and Nicole Moore all coming on to talk about all things Valentine's Day and all the Valentine's Day projects you need. So get excited.
All right, and then Thursday next week, we're going to have our Stay Perfect electric lift table show, and we're going to introduce a brand new table, and we're going to introduce some new products and accessories that go with some of the tables. So you don't want to miss that, and y'all are going to be blown away by this new table we got. It's really cool, and so we're going to launch that. Kyle, can I go ahead and tell them what the name of it is?
Yes.
I can? All right, so I'll let the cat out of the bag. It is the Stay Perfect all-purpose electric lift table.
There you go.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
But it's very unique, y'all. When y'all see this, you'll understand why. It's really cool. So, and it's very inexpensive. So you're going to be blown away by the price as well. But this thing is so awesome, and like it says, it's multi-purpose. There's 100 uses for it. So, anyway, today, guys, we're going to talk all about the Burnett's. Now, if you're not familiar with the Burnett's machines, they come from Bernina. And again, I know that some of y'all out there watching today have to have a B79 or B70. The B79 has been the most popular of the Burnett machines that we've sold. And it is such a high quality machine. The stitch quality is unbelievable on it. And so if, it comes down to one of those things, if you want an embroidery only, we're going to show you an embroidery only machine today. If you already got a great sewing machine, and then we're going to show you that combination machine, which is a embroidery or a sewing. And both of those, again, both machines, it just depends on, what you're looking for. But you can't beat either one. Are great quality. We have Deb Donovan at the San Marcos classroom this morning. So, Deb, welcome to the show. What's wrong?
She is coming in. There she is.
Oh, okay. All right.
All
So
right.
Deb wasn't quite ready yet. So, Deb, welcome to the show. And we're excited this morning to talk all about these two machines. And I know you know both these machines pretty well. So I'm going to let you, are we going to do the B70 first?
Actually, I have the B79 first for the sewing part of it.
Okay. So what Deb's going to do, everybody, since the embroidery side is exactly the same on both machines. So she's going to do the B79, talk about the sewing side of it. And then we're going to switch to the B70 and she's going to talk about the embroidery. But the embroidery on the B79 is the same embroidery as the B70. So she's going to do that, and then she'll come back to me after she gets finished with the sewing, make the switch, and then I'll tell you all about how you can get the B79, and then we'll come back and concentrate on the B70 and the embroidery features. So Deb, take it away.
All right. Thanks, Blaine. I was not in my assigned seat. But yeah, today I have here with me two Burnett's. I have the B79, which is a combination sewing and embroidery machine. And then right back there, I have the B70, which is embroidery only. I know that I can make lots of noise by knocking over the extension table. So let me take that and set it to the side for a second. Okay. I must have hit the table with the chair. So an embroidery only versus a combination sewing and embroidery machines, really, it's a personal choice for everybody. It depends on how much sewing you do and how much embroidery you do, whether you have the space for it, if you want to be able to do two things at one time. So that's kind of a question that everybody has to answer for themselves. I am firmly in the two machine category because I am busy and I like to get lots of things done at once. So, but somebody else's mileage may vary. So if you have any questions about that, reach out and talk to us, and we can ask you the questions to get you thinking about what the right answer for you is, because the right answer is different for everybody. Now, to talk about the Burnett's, Burnett company is owned by Bernina. And because it's owned by Bernina, there's lots of cool features that we get on the Burnett's that we don't get really at anything else at this price point. You've got a lot of that. There's some really important features in the Bernina family that they were rolled down into the Burnett's, which gives us some really cool functions that I'm going to show you about. When they rolled this machine out a couple years ago at convention, I was really excited at all of the features that you got kind of at this price point. I mean, you get a big 6x10 hoop for the embroidery side. You've got lots of functionality on the sewing side. It's just a really well thought out machine for being kind of in that category that it's in. They didn't really skimp on anything with it. So I've got it set up for sewing mode right here. See, that's it. The chair is interfering with the legs on the table. I have it set up for sewing mode right here, and I've got my regular sewing foot on it. And that's all good and well. That's going to look like just about any machine looks like for you. One of the things that makes the Burnett special is something that you cannot find on any other brand of the machines. It's on a couple Berninas, but not even all of the Berninas, is this advanced needle threader. So it looks like a pull-down needle threader, and it is a pull-down needle threader. Can you see, Roger? Okay. But what makes it special is that when I pull it down, it will lock into place. I don't have to hold it down. And that's good. But what's better is that over here on the right side, I have a thread cutter. So that's going to hold on to the tail end of the thread for me. I don't have to. I don't have to figure out where to hold the thread and how tight to hold it and when to let it go. There's no real learning curve associated with this like there is with a lot of other needle threaders. It's still a manual needle threader, but with that extra feature built into it, then it's just going to pop through. Of course, this is the first time it hasn't done it exactly right for me. So let me do that one more time. There we go. And I'm just going to pull that loop through to the back. So, and this, I was sewing on this machine yesterday. I think Kennedy posted a picture on Facebook of me making some embroideries on it yesterday just to make sure that I knew exactly what was going on. So I'm going to call that a made for TV moment. But the needle threader is really great because you don't have to hold on to it, which means that so many more people are going to be able to use it without that steep learning curve that just some people just kind of get. It can be frustrating. And that's something that you're only going to find on a Bernina. You're not going to find that on any other brand of the machines, but they took that feature from those expensive Berninas and gave it to us on the Burnett's, which I think is awesome. The other thing that I really love, actually there's more than one, but I am going to come over here and do a little quick sewing. Oops, okay. So I have a really big foot pedal on this machine. I'll show it to you in just a second. But it has Bernina features in the foot pedal, which means that it sews just like that. But if I press down with my heel, I can program it to do things. So what I've programmed it to do is to tie off, cut the thread, and raise the presser foot. And I can do all those things just by dropping my heel down on the foot. You can program it to do not all of those things, or you can program it to do none of them. But I personally really like to be able to do that, to drop my heel down and not have to look at the buttons on the screen or anything else. I can reach for my next piece of fabric while I'm cutting the thread, and it's just one less thing that I have to think about. I'm going to show you that foot pedal right here now too. I'm going to bring it up here so Roger can see it. Look how big that is. It is a large foot pedal. your foot's going to fit really comfortably on it. I like the angle that it's at. I mean, there's a whole lot of things. And it's rubberized on the top, so it doesn't slip underneath your foot. And then it's, got the buttons on the bottom and stuff. And to make it do that function, I sew like this. And then all I do is drop my heel down, and it'll do the rest for me. That's one of those high-end features that you've got on the Bernette 7 series. Well, it's not on the Deco because that's embroidery only. That you get on the Berninas or on the Burnettes that came straight down from the Berninas, which I think is really awesome. The other thing, the third thing that I'm getting from Bernina, guys, I feel like it's Friday the 13th. You have a knee lift on the machine. Okay. Do you see this right back here?
Yes.
Okay. This is a dual feed mechanism. This is a built-in walking foot that's going to be there for you on so many of your stitches. I think that there's only one foot that doesn't have this built into it, and that's the fancy stitch foot, which is like that no matter what brand you have. This is a built-in walking foot. So you've got feed dogs on the bottom. This is like another feed dog that's on the top that's going to pull that fabric underneath the needle for you so you get more even feeding. I love having those dual feed systems. It's there for me whenever I need it. I don't have to put a walking foot on and off, and I can use it on any stitch that I want to. So that's what I really love about that dual feed. I'll show you the difference that it makes in just a minute. So I am not going to put the knee lift back on, but I do have the knee lift for the machine that will raise and lower the presser foot. So let's look at the screen now. And Roger, keep the dials in the view if you could. Let me go to a straight stitch right here, just so I can start at the very beginning. If you look at the screen here, I've got lots of options of stitches. I can see 9 of my basic utility stitches right here on the screen. I can scroll down or I can arrow to the right to see more of them if I would like to. But what I also can do, because more is better, is pop those stitches out using the stylus so I can see a lot more at once. It just makes it faster for me. Sometimes when I'm scrolling, I'll scroll right by the stitch that I wanted without realizing it when I'm only looking at a few at a time. But when I go here, I can look at all of the different stitches. Well, a lot more of them than 9. I've got an entire category of decorative stitches on here, 3 built-in alphabets. For sewing, embroidery is a whole different thing. 11 buttonholes, plus there's eyelets and stuff in here too, built-in quilting stitches. And then the little heart at the bottom is favorites. If you make a change to a stitch and you would like to keep it forever, then you can set it up in your favorites and you can always come back to it. So now I'm going to switch over to the zigzag stitch. The zigzag stitch is, okay, it is set to default. This zigzag stitch is set to the factory settings. It's 3.5 millimeters wide and it's 2.5 millimeters long. That's what it's going to do. That's what Bernina's designed it to do when it was made at the factory. To change it, there's a couple ways that I can do it, but truthfully, the easiest thing is to come right over to here to these dials and turn the dials. And as I turn the dials, it's going to make those changes to the stitch for me. I really don't even have to look at anything. I can just put my hand over on top of those dials and dial in, I guess literally, the stitch that I want so that I can have what I would like to see without having to go into any submenus or anything else. I really just have to put my hands on those dials and they're going to get me where I want to go, which I think is so easy to use to not have to go into those menus to make any extra changes. I can though, and because I have this little I for info button right here, I for info is going to get me into the things that I can control or edit about this stitch. Now this is a zigzag stitch. There's not a lot I can do to it. In theory, I can mirror it or flip it, but it's a zigzag stitch, so it's not really going to make any kind of a difference. But if I get into one of the other stitches, like if I go into here and I had picked this one right here, got a little kind of a swirly wave looking stitch going on right here. I can go into the info button and I can balance the tension on it, and I can set it up to do repeats. If you want that stitch to stitch out only once and once only, then you can do that right here. I'm going to press that start button, and it's going to show that stitch one time and only one time, and then stop. You couldn't see it, but you could hear it, but you sew one time and stopped, and I didn't even have my foot on the foot pedal. I used that start stop button to do it. See this, everything's yellow here? Yellow's my reminder that things have changed. So it's a visual reminder. If something's not happening that I want it to happen, then that yellow button, that yellow I for info is going to tell me what's going on, tell me that something's going on that I need to go back and look at. So speaking back and going and looking at things, I have a memory in the machine, right? I have the heart. And the heart's going to let me save things for tomorrow or the next day. But if I would like to switch back and forth between a couple of stitches throughout the course of the day, between a straight stitch and a blanket stitch, or a straight stitch and an overcast stitch, then I can do that. But I can do it without going into memory. So if I go back to my straight stitch, so here's my straight stitch. And if I go back into the zigzag, it's got those changed numbers on it. Bernina has this thing called temporary altered stitch memory, which they rolled down into the Burnett's. So if you make a change once, then you don't have to remember it again for the rest of the day. You don't have to keep a Post-it note on your machine. And as you toggle back and forth between straight stitches and zigzag stitches, reset the zigzag stitch every time, or go into your favorites. It's as easy as just clicking right back into the zigzag stitch button. And it's going to hold on to those settings for you, including the tension that's over there. Now, if you don't know exactly what settings you need to have, then we have the lovely creative consultant right here. So that creative consultant, come on, is going to open up, and it's going to show you lots of different fabric options. I've got wovens, I've got denim, knits, terry cloth, a whole bunch of other things. I'm going to click on the leather right there. And once I get into leather, what do I want to do with the leather? Well, I am going to put a buttonhole in on the leather. And what you can see right here is it's telling me what I should do. So I don't have to go find my manual, and I don't have to guess. It is telling me right here that I need to go to stitch 59, that I need a size 80 leather needle, that it's recommending me a polyester thread, and it says that I need to put the RJ foot on. It's telling me what I need to do to be successful with that stitch. So as soon as I hit the check mark, it did that for me. It switched me over to that stitch. It made the tension adjustments. All I have to do at this point is adjust the length of the buttonhole and switch out my foot and my needle, and I am ready to go. It made the tension adjustments. It's making the size adjustments for me. All I have to do is fine tune the stitch, and I don't have to spend as much time getting things dialed in. The creative consultant right here is going to be able to help me do those things on all sorts of different fabrics. So like here's a knit right here. And if I'm going to do that same buttonhole on a knit, it's recommending me a different stitch. It's recommending me a different needle. So it's recommending me the things that I need to do to make the right choices for the fabrics and the stitches that I want to do. I am going to go though back to a straight stitch on a medium woven fabric right there. So now I'm back into the straight stitch. So easy to use. It's just amazing. When you're ready to sew, this left-hand side of the screen, I always use this as my guide. When I sit down to sew, after I've just changed everything, I do this little mental checklist in my mind. Did I check my needle? Do I have enough thread on my bobbin? Do I think? Did I get the right stitch chosen? Do I need to change the tension? And these are all the things that are on the left-hand side of the screen right here. So the left-hand side of the screen is going to give me that little mental checklist that I always like to go through. So here's my tension. Is my tension right? Do I need to change it? Here's my needle. Now, I know my needle's going to stop down, but did I put a twin needle in? If I put a twin needle in, I can tell it that I put a twin needle in, and then it's going to restrict me from some of the width on some of the stitches so that I don't end up breaking my needle onto my needle plate or onto my foot. It's just helping to keep me from making mistakes. Same thing with the foot choice right here. I can tell it which of the included or optional feet that I have installed on the machine, and it's going to help to make me not make mistakes. So if you tell it what you're doing, then it's going to help you out. Same thing with this is going to be pressure on the presser foot. This is the stitch plate. I have 2 stitch plates that came with the B79. I have the standard stitch plate for the 7mm stitch width. And then I also have a straight stitch plate, which is used for embroidery, but I personally also like it for doing straight line piecing and doing my quilting. And I can set that all right here. If I tell the machine I have a straight stitch plate on, then it won't let me do zigzag. It just won't, because it knows that that's going to break a needle. And then if I slip right back up to this one, there is the pressure on the presser foot. How hard are you pressing down? You need to ease off when you're doing leather and other velvet and some other things, but you might want to tighten down if you're doing something that's really slippery and slinky. And so these are all the things that are down the left-hand side of the screen. And these are all of the things that I go through in my little mental checklist before I start to sew. So they're all right there. I can't accidentally forget to think about which needle plate I have on the machine, because it's going to remind me right here. So it's the little things, but I deal with a lot of different machines, and I have to switch it's just nice to have that comfort zone of knowing that I can think my way through it. So, all right, I do have I can create my own custom stitch patterns on here. I already made one this morning. It's got a little satin stitch, and then it's got my name in there. Oops, wrong button. It's got a little satin stitch, then it's got my name in there, and then it's got another satin stitch at the end of it. And I did that this morning, but because I have temporary altered stitch memory, when I came back to it, it was still there for me. So you can actually pick amongst all of the stitches. I just happen to pick a decorative stitch and then the 3 letters of my name, which everybody does because they're at the beginning of the alphabet. And that's so easy and simple. I mean, that's really kind of the theme. This screen right here is the same screen that you will find on a $7,000 Bernina, with most of the same functions that you will find on that $7,000 Bernina. And Bernina has provided it to us on the Burnett. So you've got exceptional engineering and thought that went behind everything that has to do with the Burnett series of machines, because I'm not going to call it a baby Bernina, but it has features of the Bernina that they have rolled down into it. So I can do a little bit of sewing. You know what though? I don't want to run out of time. So let me cut that. And I know that I have the jeans test, as I like to call it. So I've already kind of hemmed it together, or I made my little seam right there. So all I'm going to need to do really is put the hem in on my jeans. And I want to show you the difference that this dual feed makes. So I'm going to take the dual feed off right back here. And then I am going to sew straight down here. Oops. How about we sew on a straight stitch? Doesn't that sound like a plan? Okay. All right, now as I come up to this, it slid right up over the top. So it really didn't hesitate at all when it went up over there. If I put the dual feed on and do the same thing, then it's also going to slide right up and over that seam where I went from 3 layers of denim to 9 layers of denim without even thinking about it. But what I can do here is fold it over again. So if this is, sorry, that's 6 layers. If I fold it over one more time and do it, when I have the dual feed on there, it will still go through all of those layers of denim. I did have to steer it a little bit more. But if one hem is 9 layers, then doubling it over, I went from 6 layers to 18 layers to 6 layers. And it didn't even hesitate with that. And that's about that power of that dual feed system that's back there. It's going to take care of all of that for you. So everything can just feed straight through the machine for you. You've got a ton of options that come, or optional included feet that come with the Burnett machines. I'm going to show you this little accessory first, right here, since it didn't fit very well onto my sample board right here. Sometimes we want to use the bigger spools of thread. This is what's going to let me do it, because I can sit it right there on the bobbin pin and put my larger spools of thread on there. So you don't have to have an external thread stand or anything else. If you want to use a big spool of thread, then the accessory is included right there for you. And then look at all these other, whoop, I'm losing my buttonhole. And then I have all these other accessories as well. Oh no, this is a buttonhole. I'm going to give it a break because it doesn't want to stay up there today. What I have is a bunch of included feet. I have the satin stitch foot, a zipper foot, and those little notches at the back mean that I can use the dual feed when I use the zipper foot, overcast foot, blind hem foot, button stitching on foot. I have a quilt guide, and I don't need a walking foot because I have the dual feed, which means that I can use this quilt guide with my regular foot. It also means that I can use the quilt guide with the zipper foot, or with the overcast foot, or with most of the optional feet that are available for the machine too. I have 2 free motion quilting feet, the embroidery foot, 3 different spool pins, caps, and down here is something that I never see on a machine kind of in this same area as the Burnett. I have a second stitch plate. So I've got the zigzag stitch plate on there for the 7mm width, and I have the straight stitch plate right here. And I also have, I need to get some more poster putty, I think. I also have a second bobbin case. Embroidery tension is often different than sewing tension. And so I have a sewing bobbin case and I have an embroidery bobbin case, and they're both included with the machine. So there's a lot going on that you get. I mean, an extra bobbin case is usually $40, $50. An extra stitch plate is usually closer to $80. And Bernette has included those things with this machine. So I think that the B77, B79 are great options because of that. Now, let me give you a couple of the specifics about it as well. It's going to go 1,000 stitches per minute for you. 1,000 stitches per minute is a good speed if you like to go that fast. But I do have a slider here on the front, so I can slow that down as well. It has over 200 different decorative stitches that are built into it. 22 utility stitches, over 100 decorative stitches, and the 3 alphabets. If you look at the information that's going to be on anybody's website, it will tell you that you have 500 stitch patterns, but those stitch patterns include each individual letter of each of the 3 alphabets in uppercase and lowercase and everything else. So Really, it's over 200 different unique stitches that are on the machine, plus the 3 alphabets that are there. 200 stitches is going to be a lot. I'm sure that you're going to be able to find in there what you want to find in there. I've got a 7mm stitch width, and I have a 5mm stitch length that I can get on there. And these are all things that are really nice to have. But I have one thing on here that I'll be honest, I can't think of another machine that has this that's not a Burnett or a Bernina. I'm doing a decorative stitch. So let me go back to my little wave stitch over here. Go back to my wave stitch that I liked. Tell it that, sorry, I have an option picked from earlier this morning. Clear. Close that down. Okay, so I've got my wave stitch on the screen, and I am going to sew that wave stitch. Right, you can kind of see it progressing along the screen right here. What do you think is going to happen when I have to back up? If I hit the reverse button, what do you think is going to happen to that wave stitch? On most machines, I'm going to get a straight stitch backwards. Doesn't matter what stitch I was doing, it's going to step back in a straight line. I have a step back function on here, which will absolutely exactly reverse the pattern of the stitches. So if I hold down the reverse button and then start to sew, it is stepping back in that exact same wave pattern. So if you need to tie something off or do a little reverse or something, it's going to be able to back up for you exactly the same way that it went forward. That one's just amazing to me because I've done stuff with decorative stitches before, and it's always been a little pet peeve of mine that if I go to back off to tie something off to get something more secure than a little 3-stitch tie off knot, then I've got straight stitches going on top of my beautiful decorative stitches. But with the Burnett, I'm not going to have that because it's going to step back in exactly the same way that it's sewed forward for me. And that's really an amazingly cool feature. So I just covered the basics for you on this. Obviously, we've got the fundamentals. You've got your start stop, your reverse speed control button, needle up and down, tie-offs, needle position. All those things are available on the B79 and B77 also. But I really wanted to show you what I thought made the B79 special. What makes it stand out in a crowd are these features that have come from the Bernina line of machines that they have brought down into the Burnett series, which really makes it a special machine that has a lot of really usable features on it. I am going to switch over to the embroidery right now. So we're going to do a little machine swap, and I'm going to grab let me show you one thing though, before we hand it back to Blaine. Do you see this, the B70 that I have back here? It went to sleep. So there's an eco mode that's built into all of these machines, which is going to protect the machine and it's going to save you energy. Is that if you don't use it for a while, then it will automatically go to sleep for you. So that's something that I forget my machine sometimes. I walk out of the room and I don't go back. It's going to go to sleep for me. It's not going to sit here with the screen on waiting for me to come back tomorrow. That's just something that I think is a nice feature to have as well that I had forgotten about. So that's a lot about the sewing side of the machine, but I have even more to show you about the embroidery side of the B79. So I'm going to swap the B79 out for the B70.
All right, thanks, Deb. All right, everyone, we're going to tell you how you can get this. This is the B79. It is the sewing and embroidery machine. And the special we have right now on it is you're going to get a monster snap hoop absolutely free with the purchase. This is a dime product. And guys, this is an awesome hoop. And we're going to give this to you absolutely free. These are about $200 if you buy them outright.
$249.
$249.
Yeah.
Yeah, $249. And so you're going to get a $249 hoop absolutely free with this, purchase the price on this, get this, guys, $2,199. $2,199 is a great, great price on it. And again, guys, give us a call right now, 800-401-8151, if you want to get that free hoop with it. And also, you can talk to Nick's team about, if you need to finance or anything like that, they may have some financing available for you as well. But again, guys, this is the Burnett B79 sewing and embroidery machine. And let me tell you just a few little highlights. Deb did a really thorough job with that, talking about the machine. But, again, one of the things that, it's got a 10-year limited warranty. So it's got a great warranty on this. And again, like I said, you're going to get that free monster snap hoop with it. And it is basically the top of the line Burnett machine. It has the quick and easy navigation with the touch screen, that multi-function knobs on it. And it has the really good LED lights on it. And again, the stitches, you're going to get, it has 17 buttonholes, or it's going to be 133 decorative and 35 quilting stitches on this. And so, again, the automatic needle threader, and just trying to hit some highlights for you guys. Again, there's 300 embroidery designs that come with this. So, it is when we talk about, really a lot of features packed into a very great price point, this is one of those machines. It's a, mid-price machine, but you're getting so many features that are built in, and there a lot of that technology in the more expensive Bernina machines, is packed into this Burnett. And so it has the stitch width of 7 millimeters. The hook system is a drop-in. Sewing space to the right of the needle is 230 millimeters. Embroidery area is 260 times 160 millimeters. And, there's just tons of things that are on this machine. So what I would recommend you to do, if you want to read a little bit more about it, just go to smplive.tv, and right at the very top of the page, you're going to see that B79. Just click on the machine. It'll take you to the product page. You can read all the highlights of that machine. And if you want to get some more clarification on some of the things that Deb talked about, or if you just wanted to, call one of our salespeople, if you're interested in this machine, just give them a call at 800-401-8151. They can actually answer all your questions for you as well. They're very knowledgeable in this machine, and they can give you all the more specs and things if you have any other questions that Deb didn't answer in her demo. But anyway, let's go right back to Deb. We're going to now talk about the embroidery side of the B79, and then it'll basically be the same embroidery of the B70, which is an embroidery only. And then we'll tell you a little bit about how you can get a B70 if you're looking for an embroidery only. So let's go right back to Deb and let her take it away.
All right. I didn't realize how long I spent gushing over the sewing side of the B79, but I promise you the embroidery side has just as many features and cool things as I had to show you on the sewing side. So the B79 and the B70 have a really good hoop size. Blaine said that it's about the 160 by 260, and that is going to be this hoop right here is the biggest hoop size that you have available for this machine. I'm going to tell you that that's actually about 6 by 10, maybe 6 1/4 by 10 1/4. But a 6 by 10 hoop is a really good hoop size to have. It extends you beyond that kind of 5 by 7 size and lets you get a little bit bigger without having to get too big. Anybody that has a Bernina embroidery machine at home knows that it doesn't matter what size Bernina embroidery machine you get one hoop with your Bernina embroidery machine. Not with the Burnett's, not with the B70 and the B79. You are going to get 3 hoops with that machine. So what I showed you was the largest hoop. We also have the medium hoop, which is, I think is about 4.5 by 7. I don't remember that exact dimension. And then you even have a little small hoop for getting into those tighter corners if you want to do something on onesies or get into a kind of a tight area. And those 3 hoops are all included on both the B70 and on the B79, which I think is a really good thing since it's not something, you don't get this many hoops at this price point on most machines. So machine's going to look exactly the same because it is exactly the same. But when I go home, oh, it's going to, this one's only has the embroidery option. The other one, the B79, will show you the difference. So like I followed the trail down the left-hand side on the sewing side, I can follow that same thought process on the right-hand side when I'm on this machine to make sure that I'm going where I want to go and getting done what I need to get done. So the first tab on the right-hand side is this little folder, and so that's where I'm going to open. I have 11 different alphabets built in. Why are you not opening? There we go. I went too far. I have 11 different alphabets that are built into the B70 and the B79. That's some really good choices that I get to pick from. And then I have 208 different embroidery designs that are built in. Now remember that 208 number, it's going to be important a little bit later. This machine does not like the stylus. This is the stylus off the other machine, and it worked just fine this morning. Man, Roger, I am totally having a Friday the 13th day right here. So if I go in and I pick my design, which I can do a different way as well. So I left the folder and I now went down into the editing screen, and I have a little plus button right here that is supposed to, let me take that hoop off and see if that makes a difference. Okay, so we are going to do what every good IT person tells you to do when things are not going your way, and we are going to turn her off and turn her back on again. So while it's turning itself back on again, and it does take a minute to boot up, to turn back on, let me talk to you about what else you're going to get with this. With the B70 and the B79, you are not only going to get the machine and the 3 hoops, but you're getting software as well. Burnett has 2, there's a software called Bernina Toolbox. It has 3 modules that are available for it, and 2 of those modules are going to get included with the machine for you. So you are going to have basic software to let you do basic stuff. I mean, if you want to do just a little bit of editing, but you don't want to do digitizing, then the Toolbox software is a great option for you. Bernina is going to give you the editing module and the lettering module with the purchase of these 2 embroidery machines. And that's a $600 value. You're getting 2 out of the 3 modules free from Bernina. And with those 2 modules come more designs and more alphabets, as well as just basic more functionality. You're going to get 300 more designs. There's 208 built into the machine. You're going to get 300 more, and there are 11 fonts built into the machine, and you are going to get 100 more fonts. So I mean, if you can't find the font that you want in 111 fonts, then you need to change your criteria just a little bit. And if you ask me what those 300 different designs are, nobody can tell you, because Bernina actually has a catalog online that's got thousands of designs in it. So what you're getting are 300 designs that you get to choose. You get to go up to Bernina's Cloud and you get to choose those 300 designs that you're going to get for free with the Toolbox software. You can pick only kid stuff. You can pick no kid stuff. You can pick whatever you want. You also don't have to pick them right now. Those 300 you can pick when you need them, when you're ready for them. So you can download a couple now so that you understand how it works and how well the designs are digitized. And then when somebody comes to you and you need to do something, you need to do a little pillow or something for a wedding, you can go look, you can find something that's going to suit your wedding, download that and do it. And then the next one's going to be a kid's birthday. And then it's going to be Father's Day. So you've got the ability to get exactly the designs that you want downloaded. You're not working with anybody else's choices. You get to choose those extra 300 designs for yourself, which is a big deal to me. I mean, I love that there's 208 designs that are built into the machine, but the truth of the matter is most of the times I don't use the designs that are built in the machine because they're not quite right. But with 300 designs that I can download from the cloud, I'm going to be able to find what's right for me. And that's that $600 worth of toolbox software that Bernina is giving to you for free when you buy either the B70 or the B79. And they're not giving you the software because the functionality is not on the machine. They're giving you the software as a bonus so you can grow beyond the machine and it'll take you a while to grow out of that anyways. So she's woken back up for me. I have the hoop off, so it's going to do a little check mark right there, and it's going to cycle. I call this saying good morning. Okay, so now when I go into those designs, I used this one this morning. You know what we're going to do, Roger? We are going to switch machines super quick. So let's see if we can swap these two over. I can't use my fingers because, I don't know, my fingers aren't working well on machines these days. So let me do that and that. I'll bring this one up. So even though these are big machines and they have a 9 millimeters to the right of the needle, they're easy enough to move around. So I just did a one-handed lift on that. And really, I think just about anybody could do that one-handed lift. So let's get this hook on here. And, oh, I didn't turn it on. I thought I turned it on. We're going to try this again. This is the B79. It is a combination sewing and embroidery machine. And I have just swapped out the accessory tray for the embroidery module on it. It comes with 3 different hoop sizes. And you could probably guess what they are because I just showed them to you. You've got the 6x10, you've got the medium hoop, and you've got the small hoop. That's going to come with both of these machines. Burnett's are a journey to get started up. Put the lights on, so it's just about back with me here. It has a little safety check that it likes to do. It wants to know that the needle's up. So I'm going to raise up the needle. It wants me to take off the dual feed because it knows I have the module on. And it's reminding me to change the bobbin case. Isn't that cool? It's reminding me to change from the sewing bobbin case to the embroidery bobbin case. And while I'm there, it's reminding me to switch from the 7 millimeter stitch plate to the straight stitch plate. So Burnett's got my back right there. Okay. Let me just cut this to get it out of here. All right, so now, oh my God, there we go. Okay. I can open that up and my 208 designs are all sitting in about 11 folders right here. All sorts of different things. There's freestanding lace, there's applique, kids stuff, there's robots, there's flowers, you name it. There's probably some version of it in those 208 designs that are in there. What I stitched out this morning on B70, which is now in timeout at the back, is this built-in heart design right here. It took 28 minutes. I didn't even have to think about it. I set the start button, and honestly, I walked away from it. Kennedy came back in a little bit and asked me what I was doing, and I just waited for it to finish. It did exactly what it was supposed to do this morning, so apparently it needs a cup of coffee now. But it did work perfectly well at 9:30 this morning. So we are going to march our way right down these tabs right here on the side. Let me go in and grab that design that I had this morning, which is, I think I double tapped too far. So I accidentally loaded in a design that I didn't want there because I double tapped, but it's super easy to get rid of that. I'm actually going to leave it there for just a second while I go put in another design. To put in another design, I actually don't have to go back to the open screen. I've got to have layers going on right here. So I can hit the plus button, go back into my heart right here. Shoot, now I just loaded the heart in. What I want is this one right here. Now I have 3 layers on my design. I can really quickly go in and kill them. If I don't want it, do that and then edit and then delete. And then same thing here. I for info, throw it in the trash can, and I am there. So now I just have this one design. If I have multiples, I've got this. It's really layers, like is in like you get in some of those fancy editing programs. But since I have the same features on the left and the right, or on the right as I had on the left for the sewing side, these are my editing functions. Do I want to resize it? Do I want to move it? Do I want to flip it? All of those options are right here for me. Same basic functions that you'll get on most things. How about colors? What color would you like to make it? Well, that's the 3rd tab down. It's really easy to figure out once you figure out that these 4 tabs on the right-hand side are going to walk you through the process for yourself. I can click on that and I can pick all of the different colors that are there. And there's multiple brands that are built in if you are really tied in and really have a lot of one specific brand in your sewing collection. And then when I get down here to the stitch button, it's gonna do a little cycle. Then it's going to invite me to put, I know I have the sewing foot on. It's gonna invite me to put the hoop on. And now it's ready to sew. If I had the embroidery foot on, I could hit that go button right there and it would just start embroidering for me, as easy as that. I can put a basting box around it. What I really like about the Berninas and the Burnett's, because this is a feature that they pulled down from the Berninas, is my little X marks the spot right here. That's going to tell me what stitch I'm on in my stitch out. So here's a big picture of my embroidery design. Over here, it's blowing it way up. So I can advance through to the design one stitch at a time. And I literally know exactly what stitch I'm at because it's blown it up so much for me on the right-hand side that I can make sure I put that needle back exactly where I want it to go. I don't have to go back 10 stitches and hope it's enough. I can drop that needle exactly where I want it to go. So that's something that is an amazing feature. I really like that I've got that one there. And then, whoops, hit the wrong button. This slider switch right here, on most embroidery machines, most combination sewing and embroidery machines, this slider switch doesn't do anything for you in the embroidery mode. But on the B79 and the B70, it does. If you want to slow your machine down just a little bit because it's making a little bit of noise, or you want to watch it and make sure that nothing happens, then you can slow the machine down just like that. Sliding this slider switch on the B70 and the B79 is going to slow her down for you. You don't have to stop it and go into a menu. You can do it right on the fly. Slide that slider switch down when you want to pay a little bit more attention. Slide that slider switch up, make her go faster. all the way up to her 850 stitches per minute when you're in a place that you're comfortable and you're confident with. So it's really an amazing machine. It has a ton of functionality with it. And then they just came out last summer with snap hoops, with monster snap hoops for that as well. And I think what Blaine's going to tell you is that in addition to the 3 hoops that come in the box, that there's a special right now where they're including these monster snap hoops, or this monster snap hoop. There's more than one available in the box or as an additional gift for you from Bernina. These monster snap hoops are great. They're what's going to let you do that stuff that's a little bit harder and more complicated, like quilts or jean jackets or just anything that's hard to get into your regular hoop. This monster snap hoop with its very powerful magnets are going to be able to hold on to some of those things that you can't get in a traditional hoop. So it has been a day, I think, full of my technical problems. It's been my own very personal and private Friday the 13th over here, but hopefully Blaine's having a better day than I am over in the studio.
Well, hey, Deb, thanks for going over that. And again, I think that, it always comes down to whether somebody needs a great embroidery machine only or they want a combo machine. So we got both of them covered today, don't we?
Yes, we do.
All right, Deb, thank you so much. And thanks to Roger over there for running the camera. But guys, we're going to tell you all about this machine and how you can get this. And again, this is the B70 DECO by Burnett. And again, we're going to give you that monster snap hoop, $249 monster snap hoop, absolutely free. It comes with 3 hoops already. And then we're going to throw you in this monster snap hoop, magnetic hoop for free. And again, guys, we have a fantastic price on this, $16.99 for the machine. And you're getting that $249 hoop absolutely free. And again, this, machine, it has the hook system is a drop in. The embroidery area is a 260 millimeters by 160 millimeters. It has 208 embroidery designs, 850 stitches per minute, which for a little, single needle is pretty fast. Some of the bigger embroidery machines are just a hair over 1,000 stitches per minute. So stitches very, very fast. Has a 5-inch color touch screen right there that you can easily to use. It has 208 pre-installed embroidery motifs compatible with multiple design formats. So you don't have to have only Bernina, designs. You can do a lot of different ones in there. It's going to come with the bobbin, three bobbins. It's come with the spool net. It comes with the brush, the seam ripper, the spool disc, all the different things you'd normally get into accessory bin. And then, like I said, you're gonna get those 3 hoops, and then we're gonna throw that free monster snap hoop in, absolutely free. And again, guys, we'll show that B79 up there again. Now, the B79 is the combination machine. This is going to be the sewing and embroidery. We're going to throw the monster snap hoop in with it, and it is $21.99. Both of them are going to be free shipping right to your doorstep. And if you need any kind of financing, give us a call at 800-401-8151. They can work with you on that and see if we can give you a little bit of financing to help you get those payments down monthly and make it easy to buy. So 2 great offerings today from Burnett, from Bernina. And guys, we love these machines. I think Deb is pretty excited about them too. She talks about it, yesterday, how much she loved the stitch quality on these. And so again, guys, if y'all are fans, and I know there's a bunch of people out there probably have the B79 already. And hey, I wanted to say, I saw a comment in the chats. It was Katie Naylor. Hey, Katie, just want to tell you, you said you were having a little bit of problem with the thread cutter. Give us a call and we will, I promise you, solve your problem for you. Whatever we got to do to fix it, we'll help you with that. And again, guys, if y'all have problems, any kind of problem with your machine ever, it doesn't matter how old the machine is, we give you lifetime support. So we'll try to you can call us. We'll try to work through the problems with you and help you. And so again, we give you lifetime support as far as helping you. Now, the warranties run out on these things, but that doesn't mean we won't talk to you and try to help solve your problem. So again, just give us a call at 800-401-8151. And Katie, make sure you give us a call and we'll try to help you with your problem as well. All right, guys, 2 great machines that we talked about today. So guess what time it is?
What time is it?
It is giveaway time.
Woo!
I know y'all love this part of it. So, hey, first up, guys, we are going to give you some of our event bags. We're going to give 2 people event bags. There's 8 different colors, and these sell for $49.99 on our website, $9.99 each. And we're going to give the bundle of 8 away. So we're going to pick 2 people to give these away. And I think Kennedy's getting her wheel.
I'm getting our music going.
Okay. She's getting the spinning music going. So are you ready to spin that wheel, Kennedy?
We are ready.
All right, spin that wheel, Kennedy.
Bam.
And one of you lucky viewers are going to get to win some stuff today. Linda Hilliard.
Linda.
So Linda, congratulations. She's watching today from YouTube. So Linda, just go to smplive.tv. Scroll down toward the bottom of that page where you see claim my prize. Fill out the information, hit submit, and we'll get you some bags shipped out to you.
Woo.
All right, Kennedy, let's spin another time.
One
So
more.
spin that wheel.
Woo.
Want to thank everybody for joining in today.
Yes.
So Alexandria Span, congratulations. She's also watching from YouTube today. So congratulations, Alexandria. And again, just go to smplive.tv, scroll down toward the bottom where it says claim my prize, fill out the information, hit submit, and we'll get your bag shipped out to you. All right, next up, we are going to give away one of our world famous sewing mats. Guys, we have 13 different colors to choose from. 4 sizes in every color except for the new leopard print, and we only have medium and large in that. So if y'all want to get one of those, you can go check those out. And but we're gonna give one lucky viewer one of these. So Kennedy, spin that wheel. And if you don't have a sew mat yet, you're doing your machine a disservice. You need to get every machine you have needs to be setting on a sew mat.
Janet Elliott.
I'm not seeing it.
Oh, here we go. Oh, let's take it off. Alrighty. Bam.
There it is.
I don't know why it didn't go off.
Janet, did everybody get to see the wheel
I don't
spinning?
think so. But
Oh, well, that was our.
spin.
So Jana Elliott won. She's watching today from Facebook. So congratulations, Jana. Jana, you won yourself a sew mat. And so if you want to kind of check them all out, you can just go to smplive.tv. You'll see the sew mats as one of the products. You can click on it. It'll take you to a product page where you can see all the colors and all the dimensions of each size. But what we need you to do is just go to smplive.tv. When you scroll down toward the bottom of the page, you'll see where you claim your prize. Fill out the information, and most importantly, tell us what color of sew mat you want and what size you want. And when we receive that information, we'll get it shipped right out to you. All right, Kennedy, let's give one more of these mats away.
Okay.
So spin that wheel.
Bam.
Ernestine Randolph. So Ernestine, congratulations. She's watching today from YouTube. So Ernestine, we need you to go to smplive.tv. Scroll down toward the bottom where it says claim my prize. Fill out all the information. Most importantly, tell us what size of mat that you want and what color sew mat, and then we'll get that shipped out to you. All right, so next up, guys, we are going to give away an Encore 260A sewing machine. You see it right there on the screen. And guys, this is, anybody that has one out there, they can attest to this, how great a little machine this is. 12 pounds, extremely portable. Stitch quality is great on this. And again, we're going to give one of these away to a lucky viewer. And this is a great retreat machine as well. So,
Oh, yeah.
Kennedy, spin
Yes.
that wheel.
Okay.
Sally Donnelly. Sandy, I'm sorry. I said Sally. Sandy Donnelly, congratulations. She's watching today from YouTube. So Sandy, you just won yourself a sewing machine, the Encore 260A. So what we need you to do is just go to Sewing Machines or smplive.tv, scroll down toward the bottom where it says claim my prize, fill out the information for us, hit submit, and when we get that information, we'll ship your new machine right out to you, to your doorstep. So everyone, thank y'all for joining our show today. Hey, and make sure y'all join Kennedy's show next Tuesday, the Takeover Tuesday. Got 3 fantastic guests on there next Tuesday. It's Valentine's Day, so come and celebrate Valentine's Day with SMP. And then Thursday's show next week, we are going to have all about our Stay Perfect tables, and we are going to show you a brand new table we're releasing. You're going to love this thing. It's an all-purpose electric lift table, and it is one of those smaller ones. So you serger people out there, you're going to have to take notice of this. But not only sergers, you can put scanning cuts, you can put everything on it, and it's fully electric, fully adjustable. So you're going to absolutely love it. We're going to have some great specials on the other 2 tables as well. Some bundle stuff, and then we got some new accessories we're going to show as well that fits all the tables. So you don't want to miss the show. It's going to be a great show. We're looking forward to it. Guys, we hope that you have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend, and we'll see y'all next Thursday.
Bye.
So long.